Hello, Hola, Konnichiwa, Salaam, Ciao Namaste. Peace to all. This is Soulology, the science of the soul. And we're going to discuss something today about eating. I think this is a very good topic to understand about not only the soul, but just people's eating habits, and to get you thinking of what works and what doesn't work, what is beneficial, and understanding the stance of your principles of how you feel about a certain thing. Veganism. Veganism to me is vitally important because of the fact that I do care for animals, and I also care for my own health. But what most people may not understand, in a sense, the biggest aspect on a larger scale, many of us, of course, and it is okay, is understandable by all means, will get angry about the fact that people who eat meat or harm other animals, etc., etc. Um, we believe in a sense that those lives are as important as ours. And that is a very true statement. The only difference between animals from humans is they're at a different level of vibration in comparison to you. However, they can work with each other a lot better than we do. We have very primitive ways, and we're very superiority complex. Have a big superiority complex when it comes to believing we run this planet. We roll through the earth and so on and so forth. But we don't see that the earth is an organism in itself, and if you don't take care of it, it is simply killing you in the process. You need the oxygen by having your trees as big as possible. You need your air to be clean so you can be healthy. You need your water to be well for you so you can drink it, and so on and so forth. And you need your plant life of all kinds, fruits and vegetables, to also be beneficial to you, to help you. But here's the biggest point of all. There are two aspects to this instance. There's no need to be upset when a person who eats meat eats meat. And the reason why I say that is because there's a bigger aspect to it that most people don't see. The meat eater, whether you believe it or not, is one with you. And that is something that I don't observe often from people who are of veganism, in a sense. Maybe spiritually they do get it, and that's how they feel, and they get to that level, of course. But for me, when I see a lot of vegans, not all of them, of course, but a lot of them will see it as horrific and everything. But you have to realize in your heart of hearts that that person is you in a different place, in a different part of life, in comparison to where you are. So the question would be, how would you treat them if they are you? I can't tell everyone to go on the vegan diet because not everybody is going to either want to, or maybe it might not fit everyone. And that is where you find what works and what doesn't work for you, what makes you healthy and keeps you well. You have to understand, yes, it's vitally true that the vegan and vegetarian diet are probably one of the best diets to improve your lifestyle. But there are other ways to help improve your lifestyle in the process. And that is also a choice to a person. That does not mean, however, that I'm saying veganism is wrong. That does not mean I'm saying being someone who is a omnivore, in a sense, someone who eats meat or eats vegetables or fruits, or someone who's just straight carnivore is wrong. Everyone has a different ideal of how they eat and should know how to be healthy for themselves. But in the process of that, we can go even further for people who are vegans and vegetarians, and they may not like this, but this is a very true statement. It does, and you have to take this with a grain of salt. This is more true than you think. This is something I think about every day, in a sense. We see the lives of animals as precious, but you should also see the lives of plants as precious because they too are living just like those animals. So you have to think to yourself instead of, I mean, for people who just want to blank this out, go ahead. It doesn't matter. But for the people who are listening to this, instance, you have to realize that what you eat is a choice. What you choose is a choice. What you create in your life is of your own principles. It is in my principles, from my experience, to care for everyone no matter how you eat. But it is my principle also that I care for animals, that I care for my health, and I choose this lifestyle. Many people would want you to prove that you're this and that. And you have to realize there is no need to prove anything. There should not be a totem level, a totem pole level of prove who you are if you're this person and whatnot. There should not be any of that in the first place. This is not a world to prove who you are. This is a world for you to experience who you are. Many will want to prove who you are. And what you're doing is the same status quo of what goes on in life, and literally day to day, over and over. Even in my experience in religion, that is literally the boundaries of what I observed. And what I still observe from people who feel that way, that tell you you have to prove this or you have to prove that, or that eating this way as a vegan is wrong, or eating that way as a vegan is wrong. There is no right or wrong. There is only what works and what doesn't work for the individual. And what you create with those around you is up to you. What your vibe is your tribe, in a sense. What you vibe with. If you desire to be healthy and make sure you're well, you will vibe with a tribe that works with you. Whether it's vegetarian, whether it's vegan, whether it's just a healthy lifestyle, whether it's anything of the above, you will find that lifestyle that works with you and keeps you in health. But it's a choice. But back to the matter at hand, for the people who are vegans and vegetarians, even if you don't eat meat, you eat, of course you eat plants, and you got to realize that plants are still living. So then you have breathism. Most of us wouldn't want to go to breathism. It's too much. And we can't make an excuse to say plants are not living, because there's been too much science proven that they are living. Too much science proven that they too have an emotion. So the question is all up to choice. You can't just say about the baby cow if you don't talk about the baby avocado. They're both living, and you got to remember that everything is a choice. And this is a bigger degree of understanding how you eat. What works for you, in a sense, what is necessary for your body. Are you going to keep eating because of raw foods or whatnot? And when I say raw foods, I mean raw meats. Or are you going to eat raw vegetables, raw fruits? But know that no matter what you eat, everything has a consequence to it. Everything. It doesn't matter how you play the game. It doesn't matter what you do. There is always a consequence to whatever you do. Whether it means you eat meat for the rest of your life, you might most likely get a disease or cancer. That's just the honest truth. That's not me trying to be upset or anything. It's just a simple thing right there. If you keep eating meat and eating that over and over, it's going to clog your body. It's going to get you ill. That's just as simple as it goes. If you eat a lot healthier, some people might mock you, but it might be beneficial for you. That's the consequence, that people might mock you for it, because maybe you bring a little salad with you or whatnot, or maybe you bring extra this, extra that with you instead of eating out with the rest of your friends. For people who are vegans and vegetarians, and this, of course, no matter what happens a lot, you might get mocked for being stereotypical vegan and vegetarians that other people believe in. That you're going to act this way or that way. Or you might get people who will pick you apart to try to understand why you are the way you are, in a sense. It doesn't matter, though. All that matters at the end of the day is, do you love who you are? Ask yourself that question. Is loving you more important than what other people say? I don't care what other people say about what you need to prove to them, because proving anything to anyone is unnecessary. It's unimportant. There is no need to prove anything to anyone. All you do need to do is prove to yourself you truly love you for you, and that you're willing to work on yourself, you're willing to grow yourself and evolve yourself. Forget about what the other people are saying, forget about what they're trying to tell you to prove. I don't even have time for people telling me what to prove and what to disprove. People are going to say what they want to say anyways, whether you like it or not. You can choose to grow your goals and your ideas of who you are as a person and evolve them, or you can be upset and listen to everyone else and get nowhere to where you desire. It's a choice. Everything is a choice. And yes, everything has a consequence. But eat well, eat healthy, eat what is necessary. And of course, I tell people all the time, if anything, go for the vegan challenge. Work on self. Realize that your wealth is your health. Realize how amazing you are, because you have to understand, on the top of it, even when we're talking about plants and animals, they too are part of you. They are souls. They do all have a soul energy of their own. They all have energy no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, etc. Can't English today. Etc., etc. Everything has an energy, and all that energy is connected to you. So know that you are what you eat, and choose what you eat, and accept whatever consequence comes, because that is your choice. Don't worry about the word consequence. Just know what you choose for self and love you for you, and realize how amazing, how beautiful, how magnificent, how divine you are as the gods, the goddesses, and the creators within. Realize that to know thyself is to know the creator within, who you are. So to everybody out there, have a good morning, a great afternoon, and a fantastic evening. To everyone, peace and namaste.